Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. 774 is our solve count. Where are we? I cannot remember where we left off. We need another 11 of these difference puzzles to gold this area. Okay, where are we going to begin? We've got a fair few around. This is a 3. So we should be fine here. This and this have to be the same. This can be up to 5 long. This can be up to 5 long. Then if that was 5, that would be 4. Oh, we're non... I mistook boxy for non-boxy. We are non-boxy, right? Okay. So... this could be something like this, or just that. But this is going to have to be at least too big. It's not going to be able to do this, because this tile can't be different from this and this at the same time. So, this is coming out. If this does do something like that, it would have to be this, because we can't invert that, because then again... this 1 can't be the same area as this 0. So, that's going to have to come out to there to be non-boxy. That's going to have to come out to there, I think, to be non-boxy. Which means this is going to have to come up to at least here, and then possibly across, or... over at the end. And this is going to be the same as this. This is going to be 1 bigger. This can't do this, because that can't go to there and have these 2 and 4 over on corners. So I think that's going to have to result in this being true, I believe. And then if this is 6... this would have to be 5. If this is 5, this is going to have to be 7 or 3. Can't be 3 because that makes it boxy, so it's going to have to be 7. 7 minus 4 is 3, and we get another 3. Beautiful. Great start. Love that for me. A 2 over here. We can make this work, I'm sure. This is either going to have to be that or that, which means this is not a line, which means those 2 are connected. It's just Palisade and difference, not anything else. So this is true, or this is true. For these 3, let's just think about this guy for a second. Either A is the line, B is the line, or C is the line. If A is the line, that must be true, which would mean... well, could mean a few things. Because that could be true, and that could be true. That gets that to 7. But hold on, I've done a fundamental misunderstanding of something here. This is coming out to there, and one of these is going to be the line, but I never even remotely distinguished which. If that was 2, that can't be 3 and 2, because by the time we get that to be 3, that won't be that. So this is going to come down to here. That's going to be a line. Then This has to come out to there. It's going to have to join this because that can't have this exist anywhere. So that's going to pick that up. That's going to be the line. This is 7. 7 feels too big because at most this can be 6. There it is. Good. Have we seen you? No? Gosh. Okay. You are only difficulty 3. So it doesn't feel like you should be too difficult. It's just going to be a question of where do we start, where do we end, blah, 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 blah. Palisades, differences, and area numbers. Now, we can have a palisade and an area number in the same region. That is allowed. A lot of these 3s are near these. But that doesn't quite tell me anything yet. I'm just not sure where my very first in here is. Like, if this is part of a 3, could be this, but then that would have to be a 4, which it can't be. This is 3. Yeah, we need to think about what a 3 looks like on any of these. It's either going to be a 1-4, a 2-5, a 3-6, a 4-7, a 5-8, or a 6-9. Oh, that's not very good erasing, is it? So that seems to be our option for most of these 3s. Now, obviously, this could be a 2 on this side, 5 on this side. But we do have a lot of other limitations on, like, this 3 has to be either this, this, or this. So that means, depending on which way this goes, this has to be a 4. No, 3 and 3 is 6, which it can't be because we can't cross through this. So I suspect then that is going to mean that has to go that way. If this is a 2 or a oh, that could do that. I kind of like the idea of this because a lot of other stuff seems to be getting caught into this area of 3, which we can't manipulate further. So we have a 1-4, a 3. This would have to be 6. Is it ever going to be that? It can't be, because 6 minus 3 then gets caught up on here. I really don't feel good about any of what I've put in here so far. This has to either be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Those are the options. In either of these cases, this makes a 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6, which cannot go through here. So I think this is fine. can't see any other way to make this occur. But it doesn't feel like the strongest piece of logic I've ever had in my life. Okay, this is a 1-4. Because this can't go through here. And then I'm not sure where I go from here. What any of this means. If this is a 1... Okay, well, if this was a 3, this would have to be a 6. And I can't make a 6 because I get trapped. So, if this is a 1-4, and that's a 3... I think it's all about these, touching these and going, oh, well, I'd have to make a 6. Like, this is 3/3. So this would have to be part of a 6. There's a 3. Then if this is a 1, and this is a 3, I need a 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Is this going somewhere? This 3 is going to have to touch this. On one way or the other. 3 plus 3 is 6. I can't make 6 out of that. Here's my problem. Yeah, this corner doesn't work, and I still don't feel great about a lot of this. Oh, that could be a 3, and that can be the 6. Okay, well, we got there. Not my best work, but it worked. Jeez. Right, well, we have some stuff we can work with. For starters, that. That's the only parallel that we have next to an edge. This is going to have to take one or both of these, which really limits the maximum capacity of its shape as being a 3, a 4, a 4, or a 5. Which means this is part of a 3, 4, 5. That could be a 5. That could be a 4. Oh, there's a Palisade. I'm hiding under that. Okay, so this shape can't exist because we can't do that. Is there any version where this can go left and it's valid? Possibly this would be valid. But again, it doesn't feel great. Like, I know a lot of the... Okay, let's remember what we have to do with these guys. Either this is true, or this is true, and this is never true. So any of these... we can draw a line outwards, which must exist. So that's something. This could do this, or this. That can't do that, because that's going to be a different size to it. So that's coming out that way. So this has to be at least too big, so this picks up this. Goes up there. Oh, we know that this piece has to take on that at least. Just reminding myself a bunch of the Palisade rules, I guess. That could do that. Or that. This is going to need to take on 2 lines. Could be that. Or could be that. Except this needs to be a dead end. If this hooks to the right, I mean, that could do that and still be valid in some manner. So far, we have all of this that I believe must be true, but not much more. That could do that, or that could do... that could still do that. That could be possible. Come on, Palisade Brain, you can do it. This is going to be this or this. One of the two. This is a 3, a 4, a 4, or a 5, but no bigger. Which means this is part of a 3, 4, 5. The worst 3 ever. If it goes this way and over, that line would have to exist. That could be a 5. That would be valid. If this goes this way, that gets to 6, which is too big. So I don't think it can go out that way. Which way did I just do to think that would be okay? If this does this... Oh, it was that. That is the valid 5. I was caught up on this horizontal line dividing the regions. That's a valid 3, though. That would then have to go something like that, which would be fine. We can have singles. Like, it seems like there's too many options here that result in something being technically okay enough. Oh no, you completely balked that, didn't I? You have to come out, and you need this line, or this line, but not both lines. Oh, okay. That stops the 5 possibility. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep it this problem. If it's 4 that way, that would have to be this. And this can't exist because that would have to come out to there. And then that can't make 4. Can it go 4 that way? No. So is it only the 3 that's viable after all of that? Perhaps. If this is 5 big, this has to get to at least 5 big as well. Let's just restudy this corner. So you have to come out. You have to have that. You can't do that and this. So that has to come down to there. You have to come out to there. That line has to exist. This is 5. This also needs to equal 5. That makes 5, but I can't end it there. I can join this to this and this. That makes 8. 8 seems really big. How would I make 8 out of this? I don't know. I can't get enough traction in there to feel good about anything. That we ended an episode on a while ago, lacking any success. Let's come back to these earlier ones. We got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. This parallel lines shouldn't be that bad, right? This is 7 different. Each one of these is 8. If this is 1 and 8, this would have to be 8 minus 3 goes down to 5. Can we do this the other way? To be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be one of those two ways. 8 minus 1 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not okay. So we get to a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 doesn't work. 2 plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. That's valid. Then we have a kind of a fresh starting point. This is a 1 and a 4 or a 2 and a 5. Up here, this could be 7 and 1 or 8 and 2. 2 and 3 would be 5. That just seems like I'm going off on a lot of tangents. So what's my next best step? Because I could do... Okay, this is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. But then I'm just kind of going on from there to see up to a point that everything breaks. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 minus 4 is 1. 6 minus 1 is 1. That doesn't work out. But I feel like I'm not working with logic here. I've got logic up to now, and now I'm just like colouring again. Six and 8 can either be 7-1 or 8 and 2, and 7-1 or 8 and 2. Those are the only options that we can have here, right? 8 and 2, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Maybe that's where I should be starting. 2 plus 3 is 5, which means either this is true or this is true. Now, either way, this is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, this is a 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, is too big, 5 minus 4 is 1. Put a box around it. So that's locked in, even with the variability of this. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 5 minus 1 is 4, doesn't fit. 5 minus 2 is 3. That can fit. It's just a case of whether it's this one or this one. This is a 1. This is a 2. This is a 1. And this is a 4. How that 4 grows out, not certain yet. 5 minus 2 is a 3 and a 3. Three plus 1 could be 4. Like that. And then the 4 could grow. Three plus 3 would have to be 6. Which we can't do. So that's the 3, that's a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 and 1 is 3. That makes a little round circle. 1 and 3 is 4. I think we found the line. 4 plus or minus 2 is 2 or 6. Let's get rid of this for a second. 4 plus or minus 3 is 1 or 7. This is also 1 or 7. If this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it wouldn't go. So this is 1. This is 1. This is 6. And that's 7. Good. All right. Parallel lines wasn't so scary. Now, which one of these shapes do we start with? If this is a 1, this is a 3, this is a 3, that would be a 2, this would be a 5, this would be a 4, this would be a 3, this would be a 2. This is all going to come crumbling down in a moment, I'm sure. 2 and 1. This is a 3, and that would have to be a 2, and it comes crumbling down, because we knew it would. Where do we start? Are these two going to share? These two can't share a line, right? Because this and this must be equal, but this plus or minus 2 is going to be different than this plus or minus 3. So I think there has to be a line, which means this is 3. It's just a matter of whether it's that 3 or that 3. And this is also 3. It's just a matter of whether it's that 3 or that 3, because it can't be that one, because this needs to get out. So let's remove some of the ambiguity and add some of the numbers here. So this is a 1. This is a 3. This is a 3. This is a 6. This is a 3. If this goes to here, that could be a 2 or a 4. If this is a 2 or a 4, this is a 1, a 3, or a 4. This is getting too messy. There's too many things to work with. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 equals 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 has to get out at least. I'm going to suspect that the 6 doesn't get this far. Otherwise, this is going to have to be a 7 or a 5. If this is a 5, this would have to be a 4. And this would have to be a 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6, which it can't be. Let's think about this 3. If this is a 1, this would have to be a 4. If this is a 6, that would have to be a 3, which could join up with something. But this would then have to be a 5, which it can't be. I think this 3 is where our next step is, somewhere in here. Well, either one of these two things has to be true. This has to be a 3, or this has to be a 3. Because this is going to do that or that. If this is true, 3 and 3 makes 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. That can't go. So that goes that way. Put a box around it. This is a 3. This is a 2 or a 4. And it's got to get out to at least here. This 3 can't go here. It has to go down. If this is a 2 or a 4, at the smallest, this could be a 1. If it's a 4. Like if that was 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. That was 6. That would be 1. That would have to be 2. Four plus 1 could be 5. How do I get these 3 1s to go? I'm all discombobulated now. I wish there was a save state button. Rather than just like, I guess I could go like, okay, here's my marker for all the weird changes I've done. And then I could do, all right, maybe this is a 4 and this is a 1 there and this comes out this way and then that has to do that. And I go, oh no, this can't all work. Undo until my squiggles go away in a pair. I guess that could be a way to do a half-minded save state. There's got to be some kind of rule about these ones. Definitely have to be a 6, right? Because 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 and 3, 3 and 3 makes 6. Yeah, it does have to be a 6. If the 6 did something like this, that would have to be a 5, but that can't be this and this at the same time. Like, whatever this, if this is X, this has to be X plus or minus 1. And then this has to be X plus or minus 1. And if we call that Y, then this has to be Y plus or minus 1. So if this is 1, this is 2 and 2, this is 3. And that would be fine if I didn't have to cram 6 in somewhere over here. One. How do I do 6? The 6 is my real hang up here. Because it just seems so much bigger than everything else. And I don't realistically feel like I can stick it in somewhere like this. Because then I've got to make a bunch of 5s. And I don't know where I'm going to put a bunch of 5s in here. But the only way to get this 6 out to do this would be this. This would be 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That would have to be 2. That would have to be 2. That could go back down to 1 again, but then that can't be 3. Because this can't be 6. I don't see it at all. I don't know where I go now. This is 3, this is 2, 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. Six would mean this would have to be 5 and 5, but they can't be the same. So, coming back to here, I think that has to be a line, right? That's something else. Feels like real slow going, though. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 can't go this way. Because 3 and 3 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 doesn't fit in there. 3 plus 1 minus 1 is 2, 4. These two can't have the same edge. So this 3 has to either go here or here. And this has to be 6. Because 3 and 3 can't make 0. 3 plus 3 is 6. If this 3 goes here, this would have to be a 2 or a 4. But that 6 can't get out if that goes down. So that's a 3. That's a 6. 6 minus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is 1, 3 minus 1 makes 2. No. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Is this working out? 6, 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. There you go. We got there. Alright, 41 minutes. How many more to go? 6 more. But they're getting ever more complicated. So, join me next time. We'll see how much more progress we can make. For now, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.